Hello, my name is Joshua Brady, Education Programs Consultant with the California Department of Education's After School Division.
And I'm Mignon Pollard, also an Education Programs Consultant with CDE's After School Division. We'd like to welcome you to this webinar on engaging in a program quality improvement process for expanded learning programs.
During this webinar, we will be going over four things: an overview of California's Education Code, Section 8484, the quality standards for expanded learning programs, what a program improvement process is, and the commitment of expanded learning programs to engage in a quality improvement process. First, let's go over what Education Code 8484 says. Starting with 8484A, all state and federally funded programs will need to submit outcome-based data. Programs shall submit annual outcome-based data for evaluation, and the department may consider these outcomes when determining eligibility for grant renewal. The law is then further divided into Parts 1 and 2. Part 1 defines the outcome data as attendance data and states that grantees must submit both annual school attendance data and semi-annual program attendance data. Education Code 8484A1 states, to demonstrate program effectiveness, grantees shall submit A, school attendance on an annual basis, B, program attendance on semi-annual basis. It is noteworthy that program attendance under Education Code A1B is cited as a key measure of a program's effectiveness. In fact, poor and sporadic attendance is often a reflection of more systemic problems in a program's operations. Thus, rather than focus on attendance in isolation, the law makes a direct link between attendance and program quality. Now let's look at the second part of Education Code 8484A2. Education Code 8484A2 states, programs shall provide evidence of a data-driven quality improvement process that is based on the department's guidance on program quality standards. Again, the link between attendance data and program effectiveness with focus on a process that is data-based and aimed at improving program quality. This process, moreover, encompasses the department's guidance on program quality standards. These are defined here as the quality standards for expanded learning in California, which were developed in partnership between the CDE's After School Division and the California After School Network Quality Committee. Each standard is further defined by indicators at the programmatic, staff, and participant level. Using these standards, we will now focus on the development and implementation of program quality improvement process.
Earlier, Josh mentioned the quality standards for expanded learning. Since Ed Code 8484A2 now requires programs to submit evidence that they are engaging in a quality improvement process based on quality standards. These 12 standards represent the CDE's guidance on the quality standards. It is important for programs to know what those standards are. In all, there are 12 quality standards. They are broken into categories. The first set of standards are the point of service standards, which include safe and supportive environment, active and engaged learning, skill building, youth voice and leadership, healthy choice and behaviors, and diversity, access, and equity. The second set of standards fall under the programmatic standards, which include quality staff, clear vision, mission, and purpose, collaborative partnerships, continuous quality improvement, program management, sustainability. Now, let's go over the quality the program quality improvement process. An effective program improvement process is intentional and ongoing. It involves a continuous cycle of assessment, planning, and improvement. And while the process should be carried out at the site level, documentation submitted to CDE of this process should be submitted by the grantee. Please note that there is no one way to achieve quality. Sites should participate in a quality process that best fits their program. Also, there is no way a program can fail by participating in this process. The cycle begins with the assessment of needs. There are three critical components to an effective assessment process. One, the selection of an appropriate assessment tool and/or strategies. Two, the engagement of key stakeholders in the assessment process. And three, a critical and reflective analysis of the assessment data. We will look at each of these components in greater detail. The CAN Quality Committee has reviewed 7 assessment instruments that assess program quality and has gauged each instrument's alignment across the 12 quality standards. Please note that this crosswalk is not intended as an exhaustive list, nor does any single assessment on the list address all 12 quality standards. In addition, programs are not required to assess their performance on all 12 standards. In fact, it may be more effective to focus more on a few key areas, perhaps 3 to 5. Programs are encouraged to examine a variety of instruments and select one that best suits its needs. They may also develop a tool of their own. Finally, programs may consider applying one or more of the following strategies to assess local needs: focus groups, interviews with key stakeholders, and on-site observation. Programs must ensure that key stakeholder groups are represented in the assessment of needs. Active participation of key stakeholders in the assessment process will help build credibility and ownership in the results and facilitate needed program changes. Stakeholder groups include students, teachers, administrators, program or site directors, site coordinators, and program staff, as well as key community leaders. Programs examine the assessment data and identify the high priority needs of the program. Work with a representative team of stakeholders to summarize and reflect on the data, and consider the following questions. Are there any clear data trends? What are the program's strengths? Which areas require improvement? Which areas can be addressed immediately, and which ones require longer-term solutions? Based on the responses to the above questions, identify a few, 3 to 5, high-priority needs to focus on in that year. Planning is the next step in the continuous quality improvement process. In partnership with a representative group of stakeholders, develop a program quality improvement plan to address the high-priority needs of the program. The plan should include specific objectives to address each priority, a detailed plan to meet each objective. This plan includes specific and concrete activities for each objective, and for each activity include specific individuals responsible for carrying out the activity, a concrete timeline for completing the activity, and estimated costs, if applicable, associated with completing the activity. The third phase in the quality improvement process is improvement through implementing the plan. Programs should use guiding questions to ensure effective implementation. These questions include: do all key site personnel understand the priorities of the year and the plan to address these needs? Who is responsible for ensuring the plan's implementation? Identify individuals assigned to specific activities within the plan. How's the plan's implementation being monitored? observations, surveys, focus groups? How is staff supported to meet the plan's goals, e.g., professional development, coaching? How often is the plan reviewed? Is there a process to refine the plan based on new data or feedback? Sites should continuously monitor their progress in implementing the Program Quality Improvement Plan. Is the plan being implemented with fidelity? Is the site meeting its benchmarks? What impact is the plan making? Is it leading to marked improvement in the resources and services that are being delivered to students? Reassess needs. A cycle of improvement means that the process continuously repeats itself at regular junctures to be determined by the site, e.g. annually, semi-annually, quarterly. It is important to reassess the needs of the program and begin the cycle all over again.
Commitment to engage in a program quality improvement process. In accordance with California Education Code Section 8484, all state and federally funded expanded learning programs in California shall submit annual outcome-based data for evaluation and engage in a data-driven program quality improvement process. This requirement applies to programs funded through both the After-School Education and Safety and 21st Century Community Learning Centers grants. While there currently is no statutory requirement for high school assets programs, we highly encourage these programs to make a commitment to a program quality improvement process. To meet the statutory requirement, programs will need to submit a commitment to engage in a program quality improvement form by September 15th, 2015. Programs will be filling out the Commitment to Engage form and submitting this form by September 15th, 2015. While the form is not yet available, we are providing the 3 questions now to the field so they can start planning. We expect to have the form and instructions ready for the grantee by June 2015. It is important to note that while this form is filled out at the grantee level, assessments and quality improvement plans are completed at the site level. Also, this is a holistic process and sites should include all types of grants of the program. This includes core, summer, formerly known as supplemental, and optional grants. The first question that programs will be asked to answer is, identify all stakeholder groups that will be involved in the quality improvement process. These include internal evaluators, external evaluators, school administrator, such as a site principal or vice principal, certificated staff, classroom teacher, classified staff, program director, site-level staff, parents, students, community partners, such as police or sheriffs, or a service club, such as Rotary or Kiwanis, advisory groups, or other stakeholder groups. The program quality improvement process is a collaborative process and includes various stakeholders. Grantees will be asked to briefly describe the strategies the grantee will use to engage local stakeholder groups in the quality improvement process. While the commitment to engage in a program quality improvement process form is filled out and submitted at the grantee level, the quality assessments are conducted at the site level. The quality improvement plans are also created and implemented at each site. Grantees will be asked to indicate all assessment tools and strategies that sites will use to assess program needs. The choices include the 7 assessment tools listed in the crosswalk, internally designed assessments, focus groups, on-site observations, interviews, surveys, other tools, or strategies. There is not one tool that is recommended that a site use to assess the quality of their program. Sites should use the tool that best fits their program.
Federal Program Monitoring. Please be aware that beginning in 2016-17, the implementation of Ed Code 8484 will be monitored during all federal program monitoring reviews. But there are resources. The 12 standards for expanded learning in California can be found on the CDE website.
Additional resources include the Quality Standards Crosswalk, which is also available on the CDE website.
For your convenience, the After School Division has a help desk available, and if you need additional information and to answer all your questions relating to the program quality improvement process, you can send your inquiries by email to afterschool@cde.ca.gov or contact us by telephone at 916-319-0923.